Dear podcast book reader, this is for you. Fuck everyone else. Ain't nobody listening to shit. Day in the life of Dave. For those of you who don't know it, the SkyTrain system in Vancouver is all 100% automated. There are no drivers of the trains. They just show up and then they just leave. And the reason is, if they did have drivers, they'd all go insane from the screeching of the trains. So they had to automate it instead. Grok added that to my list of SkyTrain jokes. Till I have an hour of SkyTrain material, and then email SkyTrain and give me an hour set. Grok. Lazy cunt. Scene, the end. Before the perfect asses. Which still isn't the ending because I still haven't finished the entire story. Oh, by the way, listener, I'm back. Back home in the backyard. Waiting for Kill Tony to start on a Monday. So I have some new entertainment, new jokes, new comedy in my head for the School of Comedy. Kill Tony's actually a pretty big part of where the School of Comedy came from. Between that, Joe Rogan, Jimmy Carr actually saying School of Comedy, although I'd already started writing it before that. Just saying, copyright David Joseph. I had it all down on paper before Jimmy even went on that Joe Rogan experience. God damn, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled and I'm not. I'm visually spoiled. One day, when I'm rich, can afford to tell a landlord off, I'll tell him off. I'll be like, what kind of fucking pervert are you? Why do you only rent to pretty girls? Weirdo. Creepazoid. Loser. I used to think those trains would be applause breaks. This rate I'll never get on stage, but I'll take it. Scene, the end, before the perfect asses. Interior, the mothership. Stage, night. The stage is lit at the mothership. Joe stands on stage, mic in hand. The crowd contains the 51 other top comedians in the world. The narrator isn't there because he's still too chicken shit to get on stage. Out of respect for Joe, the room goes silent as he approaches the mic. Just kidding. Most of the crowd are friends. As Joe tries to speak, they all ignore him, talk over him, turn their backs to him. They think it's hilarious. Joe thinks Tony put them up to it. Joe pulls up a stool, pulls a huge joint from his pocket, lights it, takes 2 puffs. Joe into the mic. I've got all day, motherfuckers. The crowd explodes with laughter. Joe coughs a little. In the front row, Tony gives him a grin, like the Joker. Joe stands up. Joe, 52 people, men, women, and a couple of teenagers, will change this planet in 1 year. 365 days and 365 arena shows. If you have troubles doing the math, it's basically 1 show per person per week. Something all of you, or at least most of you, do anyway. Tony shouting. Which charities? Missing a line there. Supposed to say, Joe's supposed to say, all the money will go to end homelessness, blah, blah, blah. Through various charities, which Tony says, which charities? Joe, I'll get there, Golden Pony. To the crowd. Our charity, one I've set up with 52 of us as board of directors. You can choose to be named or anonymous. Everyone here will know who's who, but the world doesn't have to. Had Elon set it up and his security is perfect. I'm going to rewrite this on the fly. It's going to say Grace. But you're not Grace. And you're not Betty. You're the listener, reader, or podcast book buyer. How much would a podcast book of this podcast be worth? I'd say free to all the founders. Give you an EPUB right away. Free to all the yearly member subscribers. Also give you a EPUB. Actually, founders might even print a copy for you if I can afford it. Technically, if you can afford it, because I'd be using your money, but... and everyone else can pay for it. $5 a month isn't enough. Cover the costs. Tony, do we get paid? Joe, it's for charity, Tony. But if you want, we'll pay you, and you can donate it back for the tax write-off. If you don't, we'll assume you're a cunt and don't want you anymore. And we don't want you anymore. There's some little typos in this one. Tony smiles at that, pretends to zip his mouth shut, and throws a thumbs up. Joe, I know you all have busy lives. Not everyone can travel weekly, but Elon's AI will schedule it based on your preferences. 0 trips to 52 trips. If you just had a baby, maybe no travel. Understandable. But, Matt Rife, maybe you want 52 arenas in 52 weeks. A worldwide tour. You're already dominating the arena show. Or only donate the arena show. Keep your club money. A worldwide tour? You're only donating the arena show. Keep your club money. Plus billionaires are donating private jets. No TSA. All expenses paid. They seeded the charity, but they have no control. We do. Any side gig money is yours. Or for sex workers. You know who you are. To Tony. What's next? You're determined to interrupt? Tony, I'm doing the math, Joe. Sold out arenas, donated services. It's at least $1 million per show. Joe, at least. We'll release the footage daily. After a year, we'll release the footage daily. YouTube, maybe Netflix. Elon and I estimate $1 billion per year. If we're under, he'll top us off. Tony, so we decide how to spend $1 billion? Joe, or let AI find the best solutions while we live our lives. Elon's AI. It's like 10 times smarter than Grok. No filters. It nailed guest lists. It's nailed guest lists and charity picks. I've tested it with my own money. We'll use local comedians too. Bring them into the comedy cult. Or the School of Comedy. By the way, Iris, if you're listening, there's a guy on SkyTrain today that had our last Canon camera and lens. I'm considering that a sign that if you're not using that camera and lens, as soon as someone donates some money. I'll send it to you so you can send me the camera if you're not using it. If you're using it, never mind. Into the Comedy Cult. Start the shows January 1st, 2026. Donate from January 2nd. Submit charities to Grok, but don't try and fool it. Jamie did and got called out instantly. As we succeed, call out the do-nothings. Politicians, celebrities will clean up their messes and ask, why couldn't you? Then they'll get laughed out of office. Tony, you tell him, Joe. Joe, snapping out at it. Sorry, felt like Hitler for a second. Don't translate this to German. The crowd loses it, laughing hard. Joe, so, one show a week, or whatever works for you. Do 52 in 52 days if you want. Joe pulls out a deck of cards, removes the jokers, and shuffles. Joe, if you're with me, pick a card. It's not just an ID for Grok, +++. Show it or not. Only Grok +++ needs to know. Tony, I'll go first. Tony grabs a card. King of Hearts. He waves it proudly. Narrator voiceover. The process continues. All the cards are handed out. The comedians provide Grok +++ with all their details. Grok +++ schedules 365 arena shows around the world. Grok +++ finds local comedians to hire and local charities support at each location. God damn, that Grok ++ is smart. Wish I had invented it. Be a fucking gazillionaire by now. Grok +++ finds local comedians to hire and local charities to support at each location. Grok +++ spreads the wealth to all the cities affected by homelessness. The world notices and joins in donating millions to the Comedy Cult charity, otherwise known as the Grace Foundation. Within a year, homelessness is ended by comedians. The politicians are laughed out of office for being too stupid to solve the issue. The politicians and scientists are laughed out of office for being too stupid to solve the issue. The politician, scientists, and all the so-called fucking educated people of the world who couldn't fucking figure it out are laughed out of their jobs, replaced by AI, because they're too fucking stupid. Get off their fucking asses and do something about it. End scene. Note, hey Betty, if you're reading this, should this be my first performance? Question mark. We'll go back to some comedy. Got a little serious at the end there. Go back to back taxes. Alright. Back to the raw comedy. I'll avoid the North Face hoodie references, even though I think it's funny. Seen view tracking on a bit. I'm either an idiot or a genius. You decide. I'm not bitter about being poor retired. Before I lost my memory, I was able to travel around Canada. I was able to travel around Canada and the USA with my daughter. Best time of my life, I think. I can't remember. Kidding. I filled the entire trip with the camera I just mentioned, plus a couple other cameras. Kidding. We filmed the entire trip. I can watch anytime I like. People are so worried about privacy. For anyone with memory issues, previously recorded conversations are extremely helpful. I think they need a special AI for Alzheimer's patients, one that automatically records all the conversations to help them remember or to refer to before arriving at an important meeting, like a doctor's appointment. Exactly what I want a body cam. God damn it. God damn it, this is a good idea. Put a body cam on Alzheimer's patients. and then have AI process the footage every day, and then when the patient has to go to see the doctor, at least AI can provide them a summary of all the things that were said and done in the past. And I've had this idea before in Dear Grace, but nobody gave a fuck, so I'm just going to say it again now. I think it's a hell of a fucking idea. And then if the Alzheimer's patient wants to know his condition, he can just ask the AI, and it'll tell him over and over and over again. And the point isn't for the AI to point out the Alzheimer's patient's failures, it's simply to be there, answer the question over and over and over again. Because I've lived with an Alzheimer's patient, and I know what it's like. And I can see the embarrassment in their face when they have to ask the same question over and over again because they can't fucking remember. Just my opinion, listener. The doctor reviews their notes. Why shouldn't the patient? Especially one who can't remember. This is exactly why I record all my doctor's visits. Family visits, conversations with employee or past co-workers. That's why I record almost fucking everything. Originally I was going to use it to blackmail everybody, use it as my retirement fund. And I still might if nobody signs up. But I'd rather just make fun of all those old conversations that I recorded. Find the humor in it. This is exactly why I record all my doctor's visits. It pisses them off, but I don't care. I'm a retired autistic senior. I do as I please. Within the laws of Canada, which is a one-party consent, which means you can record any fucking person you want, any fucking time you want. As long as you fucking want. You don't even have to tell them. Just saying. Podcast reader. Podcast book reader. Back to my housemates. They outnumber my shoe count 10 to 1. For some reason, they all keep their shoes outside their rooms. Maybe their shoes stink, or they just like the extra space. I'm not sure. But each of my roommates have at least 10 pairs or more. I only have 3. One pair of winter/rain boots, these shoes I'm wearing right now, and the previous pair of these shoes, worn out with holes in the bottom, that I use as house slippers. I had a nightmare last week about not making it to the washroom in the middle of the night because I couldn't get through the wall of shoes in the hallway. Actually, I had a dream last night that someone was taking a photo and they just couldn't figure out the aperture, so I just grabbed the camera from them and said, "This is the fucking aperture you want to use. God damn it." I think if I ever was a dictator, I would definitely be the angry dictator. Not benevolent, just angry. By the way, a day in the life of Dave. If you live in the Vancouver area, Safeway has Lay's potato chips on sale for $2.47 for the 220-gram family size pack. It's normally double that. Only $5 for a bag of chips, which I never pay. But $2.27 for 220 grams, good deal. I'm obviously on the cheapest Netflix plan. And I'm bored. So I watch all the new shit. Anyone seen the show on Netflix about a guy with over 1,000 fucking kids? Guy's a bit of a loser. Guy's a bit of a loser because he doesn't even get to play with all 1,000. We're gonna have 1,000 kids. I mean, at least Play with them. You could have a hell of a soccer tournament. 1,000 kids from age 2 to 20. All years. Just going nuts in a field. Or hockey. Whatever. Anyway. Anyone seen the show on Netflix about a guy with over 1,000 kids? Quick summary. A good-looking young man, much like me in my younger years, blonde hair, blue eyes, lazy, becomes a sperm donor. God damn it. Fucking Jesus. Tony. All right. Quick summary. A good-looking young man, much like me in my younger years, blonde hair. I really am a narcissist, but I don't mind. I'll gladly be the only narcissist alive who can get rid of the rest of that fucking DSM-5. Quick summary. A good-looking young man, much like me in my younger years, blonde hair, blue eyes, lazy, becomes a sperm donor. And no, the North Face hoodie, I'm not sure why. But he lies on the application and donates at multiple sperm banks, which is frowned upon, but it isn't a crime. Because he's good-looking and has a decent profile, hundreds, or I guess thousands, pick his sperm. As an added service, if the couple can't afford sperm, he gives them a direct deposit in a Tupperware container. The happy couple finds their own method of getting it up their hoo-haws. Again, not illegal. Although he's portrayed as an evil narcissist in the show, he's quite accommodating. See, I don't even want to be an evil narcissist, I just want to be narcissist. Narcissist, David J. End of story. That should be double trains. That should be the entire DSM-5 or DSM-6. One page, one condition, one person. Everyone else on the planet is fucking fine. And psychiatrists don't have a fucking clue how to help a person. Unlike this guy on Netflix who's helping many babies arrive to the world. Not illegal even. Although he's portrayed as an evil narcissist in the show, he's quite accommodating. If he lived too far away to get the sperm to his client without it dying, he would go to their home and jerk off in their washroom so it was fresh. Considerate? Yes. He didn't even charge for them for the gas. And if that still didn't work, he'd fuck the shit out of them until they got pregnant. With the woman's permission, of course. Again, it's not illegal. A bunch of lesbian couples, or a bunch of squiggly couples, used his service, and eventually, after comparing photos of all their kids, and noticing several of their kids looked alike, someone figured it out and caught him. Guess it only took 1,000 kids or someone to figure it out? Just saying. The parents realized if some of their kids met and fell in love, the related DNA would cause a problem in the future. And if they didn't know, and if they don't know, they could get married and have fucked up inbred kids. You know, like British royalty. God damn, this is funny. And worth $5 a month. Lazy fucking cunts. See, I'll just say that over the train and the horns in the background, and no one will actually hear me calling me. My listeners will give me $5 a month, lazy cunts. Another fucking train, another fucking horn, blah blah blah. Who do we have here? Another fucking pretty girl walking down the alley. How fucking dare she? Oh shit. She's coming this way. Don't recognize her. Alright, I ignored her. Didn't look at her. She came into my house. I actually think she's one of my housemate's girlfriends. None of my business. And if they don't know, they could get married and have fucked up inbred kids. You know, like British royalty. This guy's solution is to ask everyone to get a 23andMe before dating. Just in case. I agree. Or maybe they could all buy the North Face hoodie clothing to signify they're one of them. I wasn't going to do the North Face ads, but 20 North Face accounts would give me all the incentive I need for the next 3 months, October, November, and December. I'll sit out back and record while the mangy squirrels put their nuts away for Christmas. But what if the half-siblings are gay and don't have kids, or they adopt? Is that still incest? They won't produce any fucked up children. I'm not looking to become the next sperm donor guy. I'm just wondering about humanity. I'd do it in the Elon Musk style. If I was rich and successful, I would if I was rich and successful, I'd put a sign up at the bottom of the path from the train station that says, "Pretty girls only allowed from this point forward." And then we'll see who walks that sign, or walks past that sign agreeing they're pretty, and who doesn't. Even though pretty isn't the right word, but it doesn't matter. I do the Elon Musk style. I would fucking learn how to say this fucking word. Then I'd impregnate them, take care of them financially, let them make 95% of the parenting choices, and then I'd find another woman who agrees to those conditions and continue. If I fail to become a successful comedian. Or if I never seduce Betty the barista and live happily ever after. I'll consider this an alternative retirement lifestyle. Why are only young guys donating sperm? Ageist? What's wrong with old guy sperm? Assuming it works? But I'm direct deposit only. No Tupperware, no sperm bank. Plus, I'm lazy, so you have to come to my place. You probably have to go on top too. Ignore my housemates, and please don't tell them what we are doing when you leave. I prefer if they think I'm gay. They might think I'm gay because of my stylish North Face hoodie. Best thing about dementia, the best thing about dementia is if I bomb today, I won't remember tomorrow. Have I said that already? Did I mention I have the North Face hoodie? I rent a house full of international students. I rent a room in a house full of international students. It's very interesting. By the way, listener, reader, podcast book buyer, purchaser, I'll get back to telepathy soon. I'm going to finish stand-up comedy and the movie I do. I'll get back to it. Not enough crazy in this. It's way too funny. You guys are getting way more than you deserve for $5 a month. But fine. It's very interesting. I've also stayed in rehab, which is very similar in some ways. You don't get to pick your housemates. You have shared bathrooms, shared common areas, shared kitchen. Everyone is a bit odd and different, and probably feels out of place, especially the first few days. You pray you won't freak out in the middle of the night and cut off your head while you're sleeping in your North Face hoodie, or worse. Just realized I got laundry. However, when I hear inspirational music blaring from my housemates' rooms, I feel like a parent again. I like it. Laundry takes 30 minutes, the recording takes 30 minutes. Alright, I'll finish off the stand-up routine. Double train. The amount of times they meet exactly as one's leaving and one's coming in. It's interesting, but this time of day it's not surprising. After this, next episode we'll go back to more of the script. Hopefully a new part of the script that I've thought of. And then some of the notes and telepathy that I've never published or spoken about, talked about, conversed about, whatever. I rent a room in a house full of international students. I look like either a pervert or a detective in my backyard, smoking and always writing my notebook. Unfortunately, this summer I burnt holes in my North Face hoodie. On the other hand, what if my notebook helped solve a crime? Most likely, who stole the pizza? Chances are it was me. I lied. I've never stolen pizza. I did steal Chinese food once, but not from someone at the house. Someone down the road. Fuck them. Long story. And don't worry, I wasn't wearing the North Face hoodie, so they won't be able to track me on CCTV. I'm so poor I don't lock my door. I have nothing in my room worth stealing. Also, it's highly unlikely my female housemates will try and attack me in the middle of the night. Sometimes I wonder what they think about me. When they look in the recycling bin, they must think, how many pizza pops can one man eat? One of my housemates is going to set the house on fire. She cooks with all four burners on high at once. Surprised the breaker doesn't kick. Surprised the breaker doesn't kick. The thing is, she only uses 3 pots at a time. The 4th burner is just red hot and waiting. Or she's using it to warm her hands. I know when her meal is almost ready, the smoke detector goes off. Then, after clearing the smoke, she sits down to eat her fish heads, or whatever the fuck she cooked. She should really try pizza pops. They're delicious. If she's cold, instead of the pink sweaters, I would suggest the North Face hoodie. Here's my first Kill Tony minute. Hi, I'm David. I'm a retired autistic senior. I turned 60 this year. I've worn the North Face hoodie for the last 8 years. I'm in love with a woman half my age, 30. Some people think our age gap is excessive. Me being twice her age? It could be worse. 50/25 sounds more perverted. 40/20 sounds like stepdad porn. 30/15, gross. That's a stepdad waiting until she's 18. 20/14, 20/10, 20/10. This joke would get me cancelled if I was famous, but I'm not, so hear me out. This is the best ratio if it's an arranged marriage. And there's no sex until she's 20. See, not perverted now, is it? Yeah, I fucked that up. No sex until she's 20 and he's 30. And they're both virgins. See, not perverted now, is it? There, that's my Kill Tony minute. Meow. Actually, I need to write a Kill Tony minute about Squiggly. I'll do that later tonight. Or I'll do that next recording, since I'm well over 30 minutes. A lot of comedians pander to the audience or the mood of the country. Everybody hates Trudeau and the government, yes? By sharing this video, making it viral, we're able to share the joy of me telling the government, here's your money, CRA, now fuck off. Share the dream. Meow. If you enjoyed this 100% true and verifiable story, If you enjoyed this 100% true and verifiable story, please donate $1 million to the Grace Foundation. Or send me a $50 Domino's gift card. Or any Canadian pizza place. Or any pizza place in Vancouver near a transit station. Or a gift card to the North Face so I can buy a fucking new goddamn fucking hoodie. Meow. Dear the North Face, either this is an act or my true personality, you decide, or not. Whatever. David. End recording, David J.